Show's at 7:30. Around 7:10, Fit comes up to me and says, "Hey, it's you and Tajiri, opening match. Keep it under 15 minutes. Him up," and he walks away. And I go, "I don't know what most of those words mean. What? Wait, what? What's happening? I don't know how to wrestle." And then he turns around, he's laughing, comes walking back. I'm like, "Thank God he doesn't speak English." Anyway, good luck. And he walked out for real. And I go, "What?"
There was a time when a local Louisville attorney wanted to sponsor some of our big shows, and Danny Davis was, of course, like, sure, and we'll even put you in the show as like a manager or something. And he was packing our Saturday shows with all of his friends and lawyer friends and whatever. You know, it was good financially for the company, for OVW, but Cornette just like hated this guy so much.
Cornette hated somebody.
And so after one of the Saturday shows, and my bag was like, I had to go past his office to leave, and I had to wake up at 4 to go to my real job, you know. And I was like sitting there, like, all right, man, because he's just laying into him, and he's screaming, his face is turning purple, his veins are popping out. He's saying, "I'm gonna strangle you, I'm gonna kill you," all this stuff, and you know, a lot of the locker room sitting around laughing and liking it. The other people are leaving, but I'm so new, and I think I can't walk past the door is open, like he would see me, you know,
Yeah.
And I don't want to be. But eventually I think, man, I really have to, it's like 1 a.m. I have to leave. So I like slowly walk past, and in the middle of reaming him out, he turns to me like this and he goes, "Nemeth, good stuff tonight." Right back, "I'm going to kill you." And I thought, all right, sweet, dude. Nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm free.
I thought I was done for.
You.
I still see a t-shirt sometimes with fans of Cornette pissing on Britt Russo's grave. This is like the greatest. I don't know who put that out. I mean, Corny could have put it out. I have no idea.
Right.
It's just like the audacity it's awesome.
Oh man. I loved him so much, but also, yeah, I don't know how that works in a corporate setting or a real life anywhere. But man, I'm lucky I got that genius to teach me, and I got the best learning I could have possibly had. So
it probably couldn't be repeated again in our business because of the PC, because of HR and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
you're right. We all have these unique guys that pass through our careers, in the beginning, and you had some of the most unique ones down there in OVW. Tell us about how long were you in OVW, and how did you get the word that, hey man, I get to move up?
For me, it was I was there. I had 8 months or so, and this wasn't like, I'll explain it like it's not how it is now.
Who were some of the guys there with you?
Let's see. Oh, that's a great question. I mean, Lashley was there. He was killing it. Kenny Dykstra was there. He was friggin' 19 years old.
Your fellow cheerleader.
Fellow cheerleader, yes. And it was mostly that group was built around like showcasing him, and we did. And like he was 19 years old, 6'2". He looked great. He started training at like 14 or 15, to where he was teaching me stuff about like backstage stuff that you're not taught in the ring, to like, and he knew this at 19 years old. I'm like, man, I'm lucky you're telling me this stuff. And he's killing it, and he looks the part. I'm like, man, he's going to be out of here. And so I got to learn from him. Last year was there killing it. There's a couple other, man, Alicia Fox, Barbie Blank. That was some fun people. And man,
was Randy Orton gone by then?
Yeah, he was doing TV stuff. But Mondo, the other Spirit Squad guy, who was also teaching me the times I wasn't allowed to go to Rip's class legally. Mondo Mikey had the keys to the place, so once he was done, we were allowed to sneak in there. But we really snuck in there while he was teaching. Whatever, it's fine. But I had all these cool people that were just it was not quite. There was no check-in every week or day with like an email or a closed circuit TV. It was just like, I really think it was just Dr. Tom would call once a month and go, hey, who sucks? Who's fat? Who's not making it? Like anything. And we got to a point where they said, I got a phone call that said, we really like what you're doing. You're a clean cut guy, amateur wrestling. Kurt Angle's doing great right now. We're looking into something to where, you'd be he'd be mentoring you. I'm like, this is a dream come true. I go, oh my God, Kurt's the best. I go, this is great. Yeah, I'm like, you got it. They like short hair. They go, don't get any tattoos. I go, you got it. And then I'm practicing, and just I'm going through. I'm like, man, this is gonna be like the movie with Chuck Norris and the kid doing karate. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a real life. Like, I get to work with my mentor and like learn from him. This is gonna be great. And then I got a phone call that says, hey, tomorrow you're flying to TV.
Wow.
You're a golf caddy. Try and find some golf clothes. It's like it was Sunday afternoon. I was flying. It's Saturday night at like 10 p.m. I go, golf clothes? I go, what is that? He goes, I don't know. Good luck. And I think it was Dreamer. And he like hung up. And I go, okay. And so I went, I go, hey, Lashley, do you play golf? Like, what are they? He's like, okay. I got 2 polo shirts and a pair of like khaki pants and some shoes and brought it there. And it was just like, I was like, oh, okay. I'm going to like, Chavo Guerrero is not playing Chavo Guerrero. He's playing Kerwin White. And I'm going to be his golf caddy. And they're like, hey, you guys should be cruising around in a golf cart, like beating everybody up. I'm like, this sounds great. He drove the golf cart and I walked behind with the clubs over my shoulder. We had a couple like Sunday night heat matches and then one TV, like one Raw. And then just as we were kind of getting moving with some stuff, Eddie passed away. And when he passed away, it was like, this gimmick is over. Chavo's going back to being Chavo. He's got a lot of stuff he's got to take care of. And then he's going to come back and be Chavo. So he goes, and I don't know how the business works. And I go, oh, am I fired? Do I still work here? They're like, yeah, we'll figure something out for you. And so again, the day they found Eddie passed away, we were about to go overseas for 2 weeks. And they said, Chavo's staying back to take care of everything for the family. We're going to figure something out, but we're still sending you on this 2-week overseas tour. I go, I barely know how to like break somebody's back. I go, I'm barely able to grab a foot as a manager. I'm 6 months in. I know a headlock. And everything else I can kind of do, but it would look like a beginner that just came out of wrestling practice. They go, don't worry, we'll have you manage somebody, do something simple. Just go over there. We'll take care of this. And the whole flight over, I was like nervous. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have any friends. Chavo's not with me. I have no friends. And I'm like, I don't know anybody. And we get to, and Ricky Steamboat and Fit Finlay are the agents. And let's say the show's at 7:30, Leipzig, Germany. I'll never forget. Show's at 7:30, around 7:10. Fit comes up to me and says, hey, it's you and Tajiri, opening match, keep it under 15 minutes, him up, and he walks away. And I go, I don't know what most of those words mean. What? Wait, what? What's happening? I don't know how to wrestle. And then he turns around, he's laughing, comes walking back. I'm like, thank God. He goes, he doesn't speak English. Anyway, good luck. And he walked out for real. And I go, what? And I have like 15 minutes to find him, do something. And like, I don't know what I'm doing. Normally, you open the show with a babyface music. But we get, not only that, we get a heel music of the heel who is playing a different character who is not there. And the guy in a golf shirt with a little white bib on top of it comes out waving that you have never seen on TV in your life. I'm opening our big show. And then I go, crickets would have been great. I would have heard some noises.
Wait, you don't even have a golf cart or the clubs. You just are dressed
I just have the shirt and like a bib over it that looks like I would be holding a flag while somebody putted. And it makes no sense. And they're playing like an old Frank Sinatra song because that's what the music was. And everyone's like, what is this? And I go, I didn't even get like a who are you chant. They're just like, what's happening? Is this the show? And thank God Tajiri's music hits. The place goes nuts. I'm like, oh, thank God. I still don't know how to wrestle. But I go, all right, we'll figure something out. I was just like, well, I'll be like, we're going to get to a bunch of his kicks. I'm going to kick him in the stomach and put a hold on him, and then we'll go home or something, whatever. I wish there was footage because it's so bad. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I would just rake his back and then put a headlock back on him. Like, is it almost time for you to kick me a bunch? So we get through it. We do all this thing. And then finally, like, his kicks are like, whap, whap. And like, everyone's going nuts. And then finally the big one, and he pins me 1, 2, 3. I'm like, that had to be so embarrassing. I come to the back. And they're like, yeah, that wasn't great, but you'll have some more time to figure some stuff out. I'm like, okay. I'm like, let me know what you need me to do. I'll just be there. And it was basically me. I did a hold or two, and then he just did a bunch of different kicks, and a big one was the end. And first, when Fit goes, he doesn't speak English, so I'm like, maybe this, maybe that, whatever. And I was like, hey, thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm new. I suck. I'm sorry. Thank you so much. And he's like, yeah, no problem, kid. And he like walked away. And I went, wait a second. He had spoke some English on accident for a second, and it was beautiful. But then after that, it was like, okay, like I didn't like, we got to work on some other stuff, and they put me in a couple 3-ways where I was just kind of there. And I was like, I was so scared and so bad. But by the end of the tour, Steamboat and Fit said, listen, you've even learned a bunch on this week. Just so you know, Chavo, that gimmick is over. It's done. But there's a group of 4 or 5 guys that Vince is putting together, and we put your name in there because we saw that you improved even on this week here with us. I'm like, whoa, okay, great. But I still didn't know what the hell was happening, but it was becoming the Spirit Squad in a few months.